This is Nancy Vandermeer, and you're watching Lynxx 24, connecting you to the community.
Welcome to your Hometown News. I'm April Frelke with my co-host, Nick Kaufman. And Nick, this evening we're going to be really focusing on the restaurant industry and the economy in Wisconsin.
As it applies to the coronavirus, I'm sure.
Yes, as it's safe at home.
Good.
So I want to ask you, do you have a favorite rural or urban restaurant that you like to go to?
Marco's, of course, one of our sponsors. I do like Marco's. That's very good.
Okay.
But if I'm out of town in an urban, out in La Crosse, I do like the Hungry Peddler. They have a very, very diverse menu all the time. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's really the kind of, and they've been around there for a long time. So that was it. We have a lot of good restaurants, especially here in Tomah. A lot of new ones. How about you?
Well, my favorite Juneau County restaurant is Kelly's Wood-Fired Bistro.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yes, of course. That's
and if I was going to be out of town, and I don't know if it's not necessarily urban or suburban, it would be more, it's the Driftless Cafe in Viroqua. It's the farm to table. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I was there a long time ago.
Absolutely amazing.
But
I do love the Blooming Onion at Outback Steakhouse. Is that right? Is that the right?
Oh, the Blooming Onion is the entree thing.
Or the little appetizer.
Yeah,
that's like my favorite thing ever. It's like 8,000 calories.
Okay, very good. Well, okay. Thank you, viewers. You know what to send us now. What do we got going?
Well, this week's Connect 24 is brought to you by Oakdale Credit Union, Rudig Jensen in New Lisbon, and Molter's Fresh Market in Tomah. Many restaurants across the state have felt the impact of Governor Tony Evers' quarantine and shutdown. Sadly, many of our favorite restaurants and bars will never reopen. And as a school counselor, I understand that we are social beings and we need to interact with other people. One of the best ways to do that is enjoying food together. From your kitchen at home to your favorite restaurant, the energy we experience is uniquely human and necessary for our mental stability. On this week's show, we will dive into this fact by getting some information from an organization that has a rich history of helping restaurants across the state. The Wisconsin Restaurant Association advocates for food, beverage, hospitality establishments, and the people that are part of this great industry. Our first guest is the president and CEO of the Wisconsin Restaurant Association. Please welcome to our program via Skype, Kristine Hillmer. Kristine, welcome to our Lynxx. Great to have you with us this evening.
Hi.
Thank you for having me.
Kristine, can we just start give us the viewers a little bit about your background and your organization?
Sure. The Wisconsin Restaurant Association has been around since 1933. We have approximately 1,500 members with approximately 7,000 locations. And we have members that are anywhere from little cafes to supper clubs to mom and pop diners, all the way up to big chains. Our members are represented anywhere from the state line from Illinois all the way up to Superior and everything in between.
Thank you.
Wow. So it's suffice to say, you have been impacted greatly with what's going on here. Have you been talking to the governor or some of the representatives about how all the restaurants are going to be handling this as we proceed on?
Absolutely. We've been really active talking not only with the governor and the administration, but legislators, local leaders, anybody who's actually willing to talk to us. We know that the COVID-19 is a very serious virus. We know that people are sick and people are dying, and we don't diminish that at all. But we also know that the restaurant industry has been one of the hardest hit out of any industries across the country. More than any other industry, we've seen loss of jobs and sales. 40% of our members in general have probably already closed their doors, at least temporarily.
Wow.
And we're very scared that they're not going to be able to reopen. And those that are open, they may be doing curbside, they may be doing delivery, but you have to understand that even when that happens, their sales are down probably 70% or more. So they're just trying to eke by. It's a pretty serious situation for our members.
That's some amazing data. It really is. Thousands of people affected. What would you say about what advice would you have to say to the governor about phasing in over the course of the next month or two?
The good news about restaurants is that in order to even be open, you have to have specific training on safety and food safety and sanitizing and so on. It's a safe place to eat. And the good thing also about this virus, it is not a foodborne illness. It is only through aerosol droplets. So our members are used to sanitizing. Our members are used to making sure things are clean. And we are absolutely working on a way to slowly reopen so that perhaps the tables are farther apart, or that there's no touch options like a salad bar or buffet. So if there are ways that we can do this in a safe way that keeps not only the employees of the restaurant safe, but also the consumers. And that's what we're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks here, is really trying to help our operators figure out how to do that. We have a plan that we're already talking with the administration on. And the idea is we need to make sure that consumers have the confidence that they're going to be safe and eat, because it's really important for them to not catch the virus, but we have to do it in a way that also helps these small businesses stay afloat. You have to remember that restaurants, and I heard you talking about some of your favorites, a lot of these are independent restaurants. A lot of them are family owned. And even if you have a franchise, so like a Culver's or even a Rocky's, a lot of those are also owned, it's a franchise owned business from your local community. And we also know that there's a ripple effect, that if the restaurants are closed, then you have all the supply chains that are affected. You have your local communities that are affected. Restaurants are a place for people to come to eat, to socialize, to get sustenance. My dad, he was a farm boy. He would go every single morning for breakfast in order to get the latest news when he was growing up. And so restaurants are a cornerstone of society, and it's a cornerstone of communities. And if they're a loss, it's going to be a huge loss to these communities.
Kristine, do you have any positive stories have you heard through this COVID-19 affecting restaurants?
Yeah.
You know, anytime there's a crisis, you get the sad news and the ugly part of it. But the good news is you hear those great stories too. I've heard of restaurants who have closed their doors and had to lay off their staff. And with all the food they had, they did meal kits to all of their staff so that they went home with food. I have heard of other restaurants donating to food shelters, to heroes that are on the front line, especially in the healthcare system. I've heard some restaurants have turned into soup kitchens, so that as much as they can, you pay as you can, and it's helping that local community, because with the kids being home from school, you have to remember that families have to do 21 meals considering you do 3 meals a day. When they're in school, you don't have as much. Right. So there's a hit on the budget, there's a hit on the time, there's more cooking going on, and so restaurants become a way to fill some of those gaps.
Kristine, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Great
and
data.
thank you for advocating for the industry.
Yes.
It's my pleasure.
Super.
Thank you for having me.
Up next, Tomah School Superintendent Cindy Zahrte with an update. Stay tuned. Catering for the cast and crew has been provided by Marco's Italian and American Grill in Warrens, where they offer their full menu, carry-out, and brick oven pizza.
Moulter's family-owned store brings you fresh. Feel healthy with a wide selection of organic foods, gluten-free products, certified Black Angus beef, and handmade brats. Moulter's has a great selection of meats, so choosing can be tough. Just ask our butcher to help you make the perfect selection. Moulter's brings you fresh-packed deli meals for those on the go. And of course, our fresh market. Download our mobile app and start saving money today. Moulter's brings you fresh.
You want it? We'll find it. You got it. Price match and relax. That's the Rudick Jensen deal. Sealed with a platinum level membership. Oil changes, done. Tires, brakes, alignment, all done. Car wash, you got it. Rudick Jensen Auto Mall, New Lisbon. Check out our inventory online at rudickjensen.com.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
I'm Colonel Eric Peterson, commander of the 115th Fighter Wing, and you're watching Lynxx 24, connecting you to the community.
During the quarantine, schools were the first to shut down and change the education process. Operating remotely and using the internet to conduct classes has had its challenges, and our next guest is here to give you an update for the Tomah School District. Welcome back to our program, Superintendent Cindy Zahrte. Thank you for taking time to be with us again.
Hi again, Cindy. Hey, Cindy, give us an update on the school operation. What is going on in and around the state and class cohesion?
Okay, so we continue to be extremely busy. Needless to say, there's a lot of decisions that need to be made, but since schools closed way back on March, I think the first day that we had online or at-home learning was actually March 20th. Things have been going quite smoothly. We've been, for our 5th grade through 12th grade students, we've got iPads and Chromebooks, so they are utilizing that technology. Actually, our 3rd and 4th grade students also have iPads, so the vast majority of our students went home with a device that allows us to send them information on their instruction, provide activities, and also serve as a tool for communication, both with the child and with parents. So that has been going very smoothly. We're hearing from some families, though, about feeling a bit overwhelmed with trying to manage their own work from home and their children, and then also, you know, trying to help the kids with their schoolwork. So we know we're asking a lot of people, but we've been overwhelmed with really positive and optimism from our community.
I have a quick follow-up question, April, before you go.
Go ahead, Nick.
Okay, and that is, are you finding any problem with internet access? Are the kids really tuned in and wired in, or is there a problem?
Well, you know, we're doing our best to be connecting with kids on a regular basis and making notes as students that we haven't been able to make that connection with. So there are some families, some kids out there that certainly are experiencing difficulty. And not everyone had internet accessibility. The vast majority of our students do, but it doesn't mean it's high quality. So when you talk about maybe 3 kids at home trying to use the internet along with a parent trying to use it for work, it can be pretty touch and go. And we were having some problems with our online platform, Schoology. We were finding that like at 10 o'clock in the morning, things were like getting real crazy. And we found out that that's when the West Coast comes online.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So Schoology's done a lot of work, though, to update their system and create a greater capacity to handle all of the online work that's being done.
Cindy, we've got about a minute left with you. Can you just give us an update on what's happening with seniors and graduation? Anything there?
Absolutely. There's a lot going on for our seniors, and unfortunately, it's not going to be the way they had hoped their senior year would end. But I can tell you that we are working on a virtual graduation type of activity, so that we'll have film of students receiving their diploma. We are looking at 2 alternative dates. We know we won't be having graduation on May 23rd, but we are looking at possibly a date in late August or a date in late July, early August. Mr. Joyce will be in touch with senior parents and the students themselves to try to determine the better weekend. We've got Facebook profiles that are being put out. I really want to give a shout out to Ellie Espline, who is a senior member of the class of 2020, and she's been putting those together and sending them to me, and we're getting them on Facebook. We're going to have lawn signs for our seniors. We're going to have a big banner on Murray's on Main, downtown Tomah, with all of our seniors' pictures on it. Our spring sports, next Thursday night, we're having a kind of a parade for our seniors. We're doing a Thursday night lights and encouraging the community in their cars to come out and have a little parade, put up signs, and just, you know, show our support for the senior athletes who aren't going to be able to finish their season. So trying to do a lot of things to recognize.
Yeah, a lot to recognize them. And I got to cut you off. We need to go to commercial. Thank you for joining us, and we'll look forward to having you with us sometime next month.
All right. Thanks a lot, Cindy.
Thank you, Cindy. Up next, we have Errin Welty from the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation with the numbers on the economic impact with the shutdown that was on Wisconsin. Coming up next.
Tomah Health
has provided quality care for our community since 1952. We are here to support our community now more than ever in these challenging times.
I'm Jerry Fucianis. I'm a physician assistant on acute care services for Tomah Health. We provide a full gamut of services, much like you would expect at any major medical center. What we've done at Tomah Health now is we've taken what we used to do wonderfully and we've made it even better. Tomah Health, together in care.
The Oakdale Credit Union has spent decades serving Oakdale, Mauston, and Reedsburg. From comprehensive financial services to reliable mortgage loans, we strive to provide unparalleled care.
I like the warm and friendly atmosphere each and every time I come in. The staff is very knowledgeable and truly cares about its members.
Come and learn more about the Oakdale Credit Union, where we treat you like a member of the family.
Abra Auto Body and Glass, a division of Rudig Jensen in New Lisbon, can handle everything from major auto and truck body damage to windshield replacements, filling chips, dents, and door dings. Featuring a 46-foot custom paint booth for boats, RVs, trailers, you name it, if it fits, we can paint it. State-of-the-art facility, aluminum repair certified, all makes and models, foreign and domestic, all insurance companies welcome. Rest assured, repairs will be done right the first time, on time. Call Abra Auto Body and Glass in New Lisbon today.
Hi, I'm Josh Tully from The Josh Tully Show. You're watching Lynxx 24, connecting you to the community.
The economic impact of the COVID-19 shutdown for the state of Wisconsin is staggering. We have Errin Welty, the Downtown Development Account Manager at Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, with us. Errin, thank you so much for taking time to be with us this evening.
Yes, welcome, Errin. My name is Nick Kaufman, and my first question for you would be, there's no surprise to you that businesses are being affected, but what is the Economic Development Group doing to help some of these businesses?
Yeah, we've done a couple of things. The newest initiative, though, is now that there's the Badger Bounce Back Plan is released, we're working on the Wisconsin Ready initiative, which is a 3-pillar approach to getting kind of that dial turned back up again. So it involves working with leaders in different industries to kind of figure out what those strategies are within their sectors that need to be addressed, understanding who's being impacted as we sort of have this rolling open, and then developing support and assistance for those reopening businesses, which might include financial, education, technical assistance. We've already launched a couple of financial programs. We had the Small Business 2020, which, albeit was small, provided $5,000 each, or funding to 5,000 very small businesses, and then we have matching funds on the Kiva platform, which is 0% loans. So we've done what we could with the pots that we have, and as we get more funds, we will use them to address those that are most impacted.
Are those grants or loans? What are those?
So far that they have been mostly loan programs.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, very good. Low to no interest, I'm sure.
Errin, you were talking about the Badger Bounce Back. Can you just maybe go through that real quickly, summarize that, how that's going to impact this next phase coming up? I know the last date of the first Safe at Home is April 24th.
Yeah, so the Badger Bounce Back Plan is really developed based on those 3 separate pillars of criteria that you see nationally and in all the other states that look at tracking and testing and, seeing declines of infection, and then understanding when it's safe to open up certain industries, at certain levels, so that we can kind of have a gradual reopening and make sure we're not sliding backwards at that time. So we'll have, hopefully, incentives that go with each of those stages.
Can you give us a little hint as to an example of one of the industries that might start a little bit ahead of time, perhaps even ahead of the governor's end of May forecast?
Well, I think everybody hopes that we'll, be able to see some progress before the end of May. It's, of course, up to the virus and not up to us. But some of the things that are allowed to open under the Phase 1 plan would be restaurants, partial opening of more non-essential businesses. So some of the services and retailers and things that, people going out to eat, things that people are looking to resume as a part of their daily life would be possible then.
Very good.
Errin, thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate it.
For taking time out of your evening.
You bet. Thanks.
Of course. Yes.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Up next, we have local business owner Brian Larson from the Body Shop Bar and Grill. See you in 2.
Molter's family-owned store brings you fresh. Feel healthy with a wide selection of organic foods, gluten-free products, certified black Angus beef, and handmade brats. Molter's has a great selection of meats, so choosing can be tough. Just ask our butcher to help you make the perfect selection. Molter's brings you fresh-packed deli meals for those on the go. And of course, our fresh market. Download our mobile app and start saving money today. Molter's brings you fresh. Abra Auto Body and Glass, a division of Rudig Jensen in New Lisbon, can handle everything from major auto and truck body damage to windshield replacements, filling chips, dents, and door dings. Featuring a 46-foot custom paint booth for boats, RVs, trailers, you name it, if it fits, we can paint it. State-of-the-art facility, aluminum repair certified, all makes and models, foreign and domestic, all insurance companies welcome. Rest assured, repairs will be done right the first time, on time. Call Abra Auto Body and Glass in New Lisbon today.
You want it? We'll find it. You got it. Price match and relax. That's the Rudig Jensen deal. Sealed with a platinum level membership. Oil changes, done. Tires, brakes, alignment, all done. Car wash, you got it. Rudig Jensen Auto Mall, New Lisbon. Check out our inventory online at rudigjensen.com.
Our next guest
You're watching Lynxx 24.
The Body Shop Bar and Grill, home of the world-famous Body Shop Burgers. Please welcome to our program, Brian Larson. Great to have you with us, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
How are you?
We are well. The question is, how are you? How have you been managing these past few weeks, you and the other tavern owners in and around New Lisbon?
I think we're doing pretty well here at the Body Shop. I can't speak for anyone else, but the community has been very gracious and very helpful.
Well, you're shut down, though, aren't you?
We're still doing to-go orders. We're doing carry-out only.
I can get my favorite burner burger to go.
You can do whatever you want, Nick. We'll hook you up. Don't worry.
I've done their fish fry on Friday, and we've done burgers already, so it's absolutely amazing food. Brian, what are your thoughts on the extended shutdown happening in May?
I guess I'm a little torn. Being in the spot that we are, being able to do carry-out food, I think it's probably the right thing to do. I think May 1st, kind of what the Tavern League is trying to push, I think is going to be too early. Staying closed till the 26th, I'm not sure if that's too late. Only time will tell as we go on. But I think you have to proceed with caution. I don't think we can go ahead too quickly and hurt ourselves more than we're helping ourselves. Would I feel differently if we were closed completely and not able to do the carry-out food? I'm not sure. So I'm going to be honest, I might feel a little different if we couldn't do our carry-out food.
Oh no, the carry-out food keeps you alive and active and part of the community. Absolutely. Brian, who do you look to on a local basis for that signal to start easing up? I mean, you wait for the state to say something or Department of Health. What do you tavern guys do for that?
I guess what I'm paying attention to is whatever the state says. Whatever Governor Evers and his think tank comes up with is what we'll follow. I mean, we've been pretty fortunate so far, and they've been pretty straightforward with what they're asking, and I think that's kind of what we need to do. We're certainly not going to go rogue and open up on our own or allow people to come in and do their thing. I mean, we'll follow the rules, whatever they may be.
Do you have a kind of a loose coalition of other tavern owners around New Lisbon that kind of agree with you so that you guys are kind of all doing things together?
I guess I haven't really communicated with any of the other tavern owners around New Lisbon. We're kind of our own little world, and I mean, I do consult my wife and Tyler and one of my other employees, and they kind of tell me what they think, and we kind of base our opinions on that.
Yeah, Brian, I'm curious about what's the feedback from your customers?
Actually, it's been very good. We've had no issues with anybody worried about how we're handling our business or how we're handling our operation right now. But I think, honestly, if the Tavern League and the state decided that, hey, you know what, we're going to open up on the 1st of May, I think some of our customers would be kind of taken aback by that. And I think we need to be very careful when we do go forward.
Yeah, wow. So it sounds like you're doing well in the community. That's very encouraging. It's a good story, and I'm glad to hear that your carry out is doing well. It reminds me that maybe I've got to do some phone calling out there.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Nick, don't just take care of us. I mean, there's a lot of other places in this area that need the help, and like I've been saying all along, we need to support each other. Rhonda and I try to go out a couple nights a week to different bars and restaurants and give our support, and we've gotten a lot of help back from a lot of the places. So I guess, right now, what I've been trying to tell people is, it's great that people come in, and we surely like the business and the help, but everybody needs to survive this deal.
Yeah, very good.
Brian, thank you for taking time in your evening to join us.
You betcha.
Good luck
Thanks.
with your business.
Stay healthy.
Thanks. We have to take a short break. Moments in History with Nick Kaufman is up next. Thank you.
Relax at Marco's Italian and American Grill in Warrens, Wisconsin.
When you're underwater for months at a time, some things are just out of your control.
Do you really think that was an earthquake?
No.
We drilled to the bottom of the ocean, and we don't know what came out. Oh my God.
Underwater. Rent before Netflix and Redbox on Lynxx Networks. Video on demand.
You're watching Lynxx 24.
Connecting you to the community.
Well, now it's time for Moments in History. This time we have a world record. Let's see if you can guess who this might be. Born in 1860, so we're talking that age, in a rundown cabin near Greenville, Ohio. Now, this woman, first hint, in history had a hard start to life. Her father passed away when she was only 5, leaving her mother to raise this large family all on her own. Her mother found a way to lighten her load by accepting offers to farm out some of her children. It was common for poor people at that time to give their children to a good home and letting them live with others, to lighten the load. Hardships and abuse, however, plagued this young woman at her new home, and she eventually escaped, moved back home with her family. The family continued, however, to struggle, and they were almost ready to lose their farm. Now, she really excelled at hunting, which was an essential skill for surviving extreme poverty at that time. You had to be a good hunter. Using her father's old muzzle rifle, at the age of only 8, she would shoot squirrels clean through the head to preserve the meat, as she put it, best part of the squirrel. Her hunting skills improved as she got older, and her hard work paid off. She not only supplied her family with food, but she also sold game to Greenville merchants for their use in restaurants and hotels around the state. Well, within 3 years, she made enough money doing that to pay off the family farm, and she was only 15 years old at the time. Well, transferring her hunting skills to shooting skills, she began doing trick shots and winning contests. Getting closer? Eventually, she joined the famous Buffalo Bill Wild West show. Can you guess now? Okay, well, April of 1922, she broke the world's record by shooting 100 clay targets in a row, never missing a one. Got it yet? Her real name is Phoebe Ann Mosey. I'm sure you know that, right? No, you'd better know her as Annie Oakley. And that is a little bit of extra for you to think about this week.
That's a great story, Nick. Annie Oakley.
Isn't that great history?
Yeah.
Very good. I'll tell you.
That is a really fun story.
Yeah.
That's all. Well, we want to thank all of you for joining us this week on your Hometown News, where we're connecting
you to the community.